Okay, check this out. New project. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a new project. We're just still working on the stuff that we got. So these are lights, as you can tell. Shows you they're amber and red with two colored stickers. And these is I got one for the right, one for the left. And you can see they have a bolt here. You can bolt them into whatever it is that you're trying to bolt them into. Okay. Usually the way they're set up is to set like this. Red will come out this side, and amber or yellow will come out this side. So they can set on a fender. And they have let's see how many lights. These have power for the lights, marker lights. The red is for turn signal, and the white is for ground. Yes, I know, usually black and red, black is ground and red is positive, but not in this situation here. The white is the ground or neutral, your black is your power for your lights, and the red is your positive for your turn signal. Okay, so you see the lenses come off, okay, and where I'm going to put these at, and they're really bright, is I'm going to put these on my bumper up front, and they're going to be a little close to the ground. So that means they're going to bolt into the side of my metal bumper, and the lights are going to be facing outwards. The problem is, you see the overhang, it's going to be facing sideways unless I do something to put it where it sits like this. Okay, and that's the ideal. And in some cases you can look on here and see that there's a screw where you could do that, but in this case there's not. There's only two mount screws, and they're right here, and if I mount them right there, it'll put it right back here where it is now, which is not what I want. So it's going to be mounted sideways like this, so I need this whole piece to be up here. It keeps the sun from shining into the lens, and also keeps the sun off of the lens, which keeps also discoloration on the glass. So what are we going to do? This is why everybody's shit isn't like mine, and my shit is different from everybody else, because I'll take the time to figure it out. So I took the light already apart. There's nothing I can do to get the light to set like this. This is the way it really needs to be, like this. So what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to drill some holes into the plastic here. You have to be careful when you do that. And the holes will be right here and over here. And they'll be real close to these other holes, so that's why you got to be extra careful when you're drilling tomorrow. So you got to drill pretty much here and here so that you can mount this on there, so that it'll sit up and down like that. Then I'll put some silicone on it to seal it back up, and it'll be like new. And tomorrow this will be my new power. These lights are really bright, as you'll see when I get them on here. They're all in chrome housing, and they set low on the bumper, on the corners of the bumper. You ever see some semi trucks, you'll see them. If you ever notice when you're on the highway at night, if you ever look down, you see one lit up real bright. It's got all the lights. Mainly the guys that got all the lights are the ones that'll have these. Some of them may not have this particular one, because this is a powerhouse of the lights. They're just not regular lights. These are, the housing is pretty thick and big. These are pretty strong. These are pretty strong lights, as you'll see here pretty soon. And they look real nice when you get them on there and you get them set up just right. But this is what custom work requires. So tonight I'm going to put the screws back in here and set it back where it is. Tomorrow I'm going to get my drill, and I'm going to get this setup done. And I'll show you on the bumper where it's going to sit and how it's going to work. I would really like these bolts to be a little longer, and there is an extension I can put on it to make it come out a little bit further from the bumper, but I don't know if I'm going to need it or not for sure. Also, when I hook this up, this would be the wire for the turn signal. So the turn signal wire from the truck will go here, and the parking light or light headlights will go to this wire, which will light up the amber and red parking lights. But I don't need this for a turn signal. One, it's sitting too low. It's sitting way too low for a turn signal. And what I would rather do is take the power from the truck that goes to this light switch, do away with this, and run the power from the lights to this turn signal part. And the reason why is this is the thing that makes the turn signal flash, that operates the turn signal mode. When you're operating the turn signal mode, that's the brightest part of the light function. So when you supply power to this turn signal wire here, it is the brightest function on the bulbs that works. So with that being said, we're not going to use parking light because that'll be the dimmer section. All I'm going to use is these two wires here, the ground and the turn signal. And when you run power to this, it doesn't make it flash. Your flasher in your vehicle is what makes this flash. All it does is supply power to the brighter bulbs in here, or the brighter function of the bulb, and it just makes it stay on. So this shit here is going to be extra bright. It's even going to be brighter. The way that I'm going to wire it up, it's even going to be brighter than it was meant to be from the factory, because I'm going to use the turn signal function as the parking light, and that's, like I say, that's going to be the brighter setup. And I'll give you an example tomorrow of what I'm talking about. So tomorrow we'll hook it up to some batteries, and you can see what happens when you use. A lot of people think when you supply this, it makes this blink off and on. It does not. Your vehicle controls this thing blinking off and on. That's it. That's where the power is channeled to the turn signal functions on the bulbs. That's it. The on and off, flashing and all that, it's controlled by your vehicle only. It just sends the power in here, and when it sends it in, it lightens up the brighter part of the bulb. So anyway, I'm pretty excited to get these on, and on the bumper, so we can light up some shit.